I thank TEDx for giving me this opportunity to be interacting with all of you. And I must start by saying that all of you must have heard, when we make an effort, it is said that aim for the moon. And yes, aim for the moon means aspire for something which is impossible, very difficult to achieve. And yet, what India achieved yesterday, the tricolor is on the moon, and it makes every Indian very proud. Now, today's topic, Quest of Dawn. In a healthy democracy, in a vibrant democracy, which India is, the quest has to be there. The quest has to be there because until unless we deliberate, discuss, we disagree with each other, the strong democracy that we have will not become stronger. And I must say that today, when I am delivering this talk, we must keep in mind that last 1 decade has been a decade of India, and this century will be the century of India. With that hope, with that conviction, I come before you. For all of you, I would like to start by saying, आपकी शान में कहा है, भारत के नागरिकों की शान में कहा है, हम वो दरिया है जिसे अपना हुनर मालूम है. हम वो दरिया है जिसे अपना हुनर मालूम है, हम जिस तरफ चल देंगे रास्ते बन जाएंगे. This is the power. And let us examine what we have achieved in the last 10 years. Some people are naysayers, perpetually pessimistic. But from where I see our India, we are going great guns. Just a few years back, if you would ask an Indian regarding complete integration of Kashmir, because under the Constitution, there was an Article 370, which was temporary in nature, but nobody had the courage to abrogate that article. It was abrogated in the last few years. And impossible was made a possible. Same way, we all know how bigger things have been achieved. We all respect the army and the army personnel the most. जब हम अपने घरों में आराम से बैठे होते हैं, तो कोई सरहद पर ठंड होती है, -30 डिग्रीज होता है, वो हमारी रक्षा कर रहा होता है. And we must honor them. There was a long-standing demand of 1 rank, 1 pension. It wasn't fulfilled. But then came a government with our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji at the helm of affairs, and he ensured 1 rank, 1 pension. It was honoring all the soldiers who have sacrificed for us. The quest of dawn, I would say, we have achieved, but we are not resting on our laurels. We have to move forward. And we have a dream. Like Martin Luther King said, I have a dream, so India has a dream. The dream is to be a developed nation before 2047. The dream is to be amongst the top 3 economies of the world. The dream is that every Indian has a home, a shelter for himself and for his family. Everyone has a job. Everyone can aspire to contribute in the growth of the country. That is our dream. And that is the quest of dawn. Dawn means a new beginning. And India is rising like the sun. giving light to the entire globe. With that, there are challenges too. And I'm sure this very young audience, very vibrant audience, will also agree with what I'm about to say. I mentioned Martin Luther King. He had said, "Don't judge me by the color of my skin. Don't judge me by the color of my skin. Judge me by the content of my character." And today again, in Indian context, I would say, we should not be judging anybody by the caste that person has, the religion that person has, the region that he comes from. Because if there is one identity that binds us together, which is common, and which is the most important identity, it is the identity of being an Indian. That makes us proud, that unites us. As a politician and as a senior advocate, when I read headlines, there was a news article that has stayed with me in my mind, where a political leader stated that Yaqub Memon, a terrorist who was tried according to the law of our country and then sentenced to death, this politician said he is being targeted because he belongs to a minority community. Now I ask all of you, a terrorist is a terrorist, is a terrorist, is a terrorist, is a terrorist, needs to be punished. How can, for the sake of few votes, these people see religion of the terrorist, the caste of a perpetrator of crime, the caste of a victim? And I think if we need to usher the new era for India, it is important that we rise above these petty divisions and we only have one identity, and that identity will always be of an Indian. The moment we do that, more than half the problems that we face today will be taken care of. I must also now say, a lot of people like you get this impression that politicians per se are a class which need to be avoided. This is the general impression. There are good ones, there are bad ones. But I must say that पॉलिटिशियंस का ही एग्जाम्पल देते हुए मैं आपको बताता हूं, इस देश में ऐसे भी नेता रहे हैं जिन्होंने अपनी जो सैलरी थी पूरी की पूरी दे दी जो सरकारी कर्मचारी थे उनकी डॉटर्स की पढ़ाई के लिए. सो दैट काइंड ऑफ अ पॉलिटिशियन बिकम्स एन इंस्पिरेशन फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस. यहां ऐसे भी पॉलिटिशियन रहे हैं जो अपने परिवार के लिए कुछ नहीं बना के गए, वो केवल और केवल हमारे देश की सेवा करते रहे. एंड आई वुड लाइक टू मेक दिस एंडेवर, दिस पिच टू एवरीवन. अभी होता है, अगर घर का बच्चा कहेगा कि मैं पॉलिटिशियन बनना चाहता हूं तो पेरेंट्स कहेंगे पॉलिटिशियन मत बनना, सब करप्ट होते. नहीं, दैट हैज टू चेंज. दैट चेंज हैज टू कम फ्रॉम यू. As Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change that you wish the world to be. And that change will come. I'm confident of that. एक दिन ऐसा आएगा, हर घर में कहा जाएगा, बेटे या तो सेना में जाके देश की सेवा करना या पॉलिटिशियन बन जाना और देश की सेवा करना. That is the time we are waiting for. And believe me, when that time comes, India will grow at a faster pace, and it would not just conquer the moon. It would conquer every space that we can think of. This is a country so beautiful it is that 80% of the majority decides not to be theocratic. It decides to be secular. The reason is very simple. We need the diversity. Everyone is equal. It's not about one community, one religion. It is about thriving and surviving together. That is the beauty of our country. It is this India where we have seen a leader of opposition being sent to the United Nations to represent India by the treasury benches and the government. Is it not a beautiful thing? All of you, please tell me. I think it is phenomenal. Shows the faith and trust that everyone has in even the opposition and the treasury benches. And I must also add, when people talk about other democracies, India is so enhanced, so rich as a democracy that we have seen women prime minister, we have seen a woman as the president of India, and very soon India will also witness a first woman Chief Justice of India, few years round the corner. This shows the depth of a democracy. And last but not the least, it is this India where an ordinary citizen, even a chaiwala, by sheer hard work, dedication, loyalty, sincerity, can rise to become the Prime Minister of India. This is the beauty of our country. Now, if someone degrades my country, your country, our country on foreign soil, if somebody says that democracy is dead in India, definitely people will be aggrieved. We will have a problem with that. There are forums to deliberate, disagree, have a discussion. Use those forums, don't walk out when the Prime Minister is replying. And I must also quote Evelyn Beatrice. She said a very beautiful line about freedom of speech and expression, which is guaranteed to every citizen under the Constitution, Article 19. I may disagree with you. But I will give my life for your right to disagree with me. That is India. So today also when we speak, we discuss, the idea is to just present a picture to you which is very optimistic, which augurs well for our country. And yes, there will be problems, there will be issues, there will be challenges. But if you have to ask me, is India resilient and strong enough to face those challenges and overcome them? I would very categorically say yes, India is capable of overcoming any challenge. And as Swami Vivekananda said, arise, awake, and rest not till you have achieved your goal. Today, we need to walk that path. We need to awaken ourselves, dedicate ourselves to the country. Because remember one thing, that if your country is not strong, if your country is not doing well, if India is not doing well, you as an individual, your family can never be in good state. The country has to prosper. With those words, I again thank TEDx, I thank SRCC for inviting me over for this very intellectually stimulating, young, vibrant audience that have been a very patient listener. It has been an honor to address all of you. And I'm sure that our country, India, Bharat, will see future prime ministers, presidents, chief justices of India, top CAs, top doctors, top advocates from this very august gathering. Thank you so much.